What's up, YouTube and Wrestling Universe? Guys, I had no idea there was a pre-show before the actual show. This caused me to show up a little late and also post predictions a few minutes already into the show. If I caused anyone to miss part of the show, I apologize. However, here are the full results and review of the card for the AEW Fyter Fest. We opened the pre-show with the Private Party versus SCU versus the Best Friends. This was a good opening match with great tag team action. The crowd seemed to really be into the Private Party. We didn't get a 4-on-2 shutting down the party. The great tag team action continues with all the teams until a strong zero by the Best Friends get the win. As they celebrate, the Dark Order appear on the screen and the lights go out. The Dark Order minions are surrounding the ring when the lights are back on. Lights are out again, and when they come back on, the minions are gone. We see the Young Bucks are backstage, and they basically give us some skits, something about cheese sandwiches and a kiddie pool. Kenny Omega comes up and tells the Young Bucks he has some gear for them that they didn't seem to have. He also had some models out by the entrance, but said that Kenny King used the budget, so instead they bring out mannequins and take away a few of the models. It's the Librarian, Leva Bates, and Peter Avalon. Bates winds up telling all the gamers to get into the books. Leva seems to forget what she does on Twitch. Avalon repeats the last word of all of Leva's sentences. And apparently Leva's facing Allie in this match and not Kylie Ray. They show Brandy Rose is watching in the back on a monitor. Avalon nonchalantly grabs Allie's legs in the match, giving Leva the advantage, acting like he's reading a book. Avalon later costs Leva the match when he throws the book in the ring. Allie winds up catching it and throws it back to Leva. And then when Leva has the book, Allie hits a super kick for the win. Kenny Omega is in the back carrying a drum. And apparently Blink 182 doesn't need it anymore because they've left the building. We see drums set up on stage and there's no band. Next matchup is Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabeli in a hardcore match, which was won by Michael Nakazawa. This match started as a joke, really, with baby oil causing slip-ups. We then had a gaming controller and Beach toys as weapons, gaming controller buttons, and Nakazawa's worn thong. It was definitely different and gave me an idea of who Michael Nakazawa is. Alex Jabeli is announced as the CEO of CEO Gaming. I honestly hated this match and hope Michael Nakazawa is more than just a joke. At this point, Jim Ross joins the broadcast booth for the beginning of Fyter Fest. Looks like business is about to pick up here, ladies and gentlemen. John Moxley is in our face backstage with the camera saying, if we don't know who John Moxley is, we're about to find out. The actual show starts about 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Good old JR, Excalibur, and the Golden Boy on commentary. Christopher Daniels is starting us off against the Sima. This match starts off a lot better than what we've just seen in the last one. High flying action with both men looking strong. When Daniels gains control, he slows things down and starts using wear down moves. Sima is more about speed. Sima drops Daniels with a package slam and then comes off the top rope with the knees to Daniels for the win. They shake hands in the end and show respect as Daniels walks to the back. Next up is Rijo versus Nyla Rose versus Yumi Sakazaki. The Japanese ladies try to make it a 2-on-1 match, but Nyla just overpowers them throughout the match. Sakazaki does get a little offense on Nyla at one point, and when Nyla is out of the ring, she goes at it with Rijo. Rijo hits a 619 on Nyla, and both women off the top onto her, allowing them to go at it again. Later, Nyla goes to the top and jumps down with a knee over Rijo, who is draped over the ropes. Nyla Rose goes for a beast bomb, which is reversed by Rijo, causing Nyla to get rolled up for the pin. Afterwards, Nyla goes to destroy Rijo, but Sakazaki makes the save, but Rijo doesn't seem too grateful for the save. This was a great match. MJF is out to get heat and run his mouth before the next Fatal 4-Way match. MJF, Jimmy Havoc, Hangman Adam Page, and Jungle Boy, who was out with Luchasaurus. This is a fast-paced action match with plenty of flying. While all men play their role well, Jungle Boy definitely comes out looking like the MVP in this match. Adam Page winds up getting a win after he hits his finisher on Jimmy Havoc. I think Kip Sabian was also on commentary for this match. MJF winds up eyeing Adam Page down as he leaves the ring. Darby Allin first gets a promo talking about Cody, and next up is Darby Allin versus Cody. Darby comes out with a body bag with Cody's name on it. Cody comes out with Brandy. This match is mostly all Cody and becomes so one-sided I wind up getting bored. After what seemed like a lifetime getting beaten, Darby begins a comeback and winds up going after the left hand and fingers of Cody. All of Cody's wear-down, slow-paced wrestling begins picking up speed. Cody winds up seeming to have a hurt hand, and we are down to having 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Cody drops Darby from the top, but as Darby tries to dive into Cody with a coffin drop, which is moved where he falls backwards onto his opponent on the outside apron, he misses, landing back first onto the apron. Cody winds up zipping Allin up in the body bag, and then he hits him with a disaster kick. The story of this match seems to be Darby Allin's resiliency. Cody winds up making a pin with only 2 minutes remaining on the clock, meaning the time has expired. They want to put 5 more minutes onto the match. However, Shawn Spears comes out with a chair and he nails Cody. He eyes Brandy down as he leaves, and we see Cody is busted open in the back of his head. Officials and other wrestlers come out to check on him. Last official match of the evening. This, of course, is because the Moxley match is said to be unsanctioned. Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid versus the Elite of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. The Elite take what looked to be a shot at Batista during their Street Fighter-like entrance. When the match begins, everyone goes at it and they do their thing until eventually we get Omega and Pentagon in the ring while everyone catches their breath. The action then slows down a bit with the Elite in control. Penta comes in and picks things back up. The action is all over the place again with every man having their moments. Everybody starts hitting super kicks and continues flying. We are at the 10-minute left mark, and Kenny winds up winning with a one-wing angel not long after the announcement in another great match. Kenny and Pentagon have words afterwards, and the announcer referenced it to being about a rematch between the two. Kenny fist bumps and takes pictures as he heads up the apron. Lights out, non-sanctioned match. Jon Moxley versus Joey Janella. And as JR said, this is not going to be the Briscoes versus the Funks. Early in the match, there's already blood around Moxley's eye. I'm not exactly sure where he got busted open. Barbed wire chair comes into the ring and is stomped down and pressed down on Janella. Janella hits a Hurricane Rana off the top rope onto the chair, and then hits Moxley with the chair, causing Moxley to have blood on his back. Both men go through a table. Janella goes through another table. We wind up getting a barbed wire board set up in the corner. Both men fight with reversals to avoid the corner with the board. And then Moxley winds up going into the board. Janella winds up getting one later as well. We get thumbtacks, and Moxley takes Janella's shoes off. And then Janella goes into the tacks. Moxley winds up winning with a Paragon Shift DDT onto Janella into the thumbtacks. While I'm not a big crazy fan of hardcore matches, this is what a hardcore match should be instead of that joke of a match labeled hardcore earlier in the show. JR even goes as far to call it a slobber knocker of a match. Afterwards, Kenny Omega runs out and attacks Moxley. Guys, I'm exhausted. There's been over 11 plus hours of wrestling in the past 28 hours. That is the show in your review. I'm glad no wrestling is on Sunday to give me a break before another wonderful night of Monday Night Raw. Guys, tell me your thoughts of Fyter Fest. Did you see it? Did you enjoy it? Leave comments, questions, feedbacks, etc., etc. And stay tuned for more videos.